What is going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. We are continuing with another Titan build, back to back, I know, but this one is a very interesting one to me. Little specific, but also a lot of fun to take through, especially on those stasis runs, stasis missions, because we're using the Path of the Burning Steps exotic legs for our Titan. For our subclass abilities, aspects, and fragments, we're going in there with Burning Maul so we can become that spinning top of vortexy solar death. For our abilities, we got our Towering Barricade with Strafe Lift, and then we're actually going to be using Hammer Strike, because when we connect with one of these, we create that sunspot right then and there, and we're going to get Soul Invictus to proc, Roaring Flames to proc, as well as our Solar Exotic Boots with that nice Fire Walker, which gives us a little extra damage with those solar weapons. For our grenade, we're going to be throwing on the Firebolt, super low cooldown time with 104, and then we're also running 100 discipline so we can get that back even faster, spreading around those ignitions and scorches super easily. For our aspects, as always with this Titan here, we're going to go with Roaring Flames and Soul Invictus, so that Roaring Flames with those final solar ability blows or ignitions, it increases the damage of our solar abilities, so it's nice getting that shoulder charge is going to do a little bit more damage, as well as our Fusion Bolt grenade. And then we also get Soul Invictus to proc, so those solar ability final blows or defeating scorched targets create those sunspots for us, and our abilities regenerate faster while we're standing inside, and the sunspots apply scorch, which causes more explosions, in turn proccing some of our fragments and mods that just help us with this build, staying not frozen, getting back our ability super fast. For our fragments right here, we got Ember of Char, so those solar ignitions spread scorch to those extended areas that they affect. Next, we got the Ember of Ashes, so we apply more Scorch stacks, which in turn causes more explosions, which in turn spreads that Scorch to a larger area. Super nice that these kind of pair back to back. For our third one, we have Ember of Blistering, so defeating those ignition targets actually grants us more grenade energy, in turn letting us spam our Firebolt again just a little bit faster. Ember of Eruption here, so our solar ignitions have a wider area of effect, which just come into play with both Char as well as Ashes, and then those ignitions once again grant us grenade energy. Moving on to the weapons and the drip, look at them. Tell me this Titan ain't beefy, ready for war, looking like a Firewalker, which is what we are with this build. We're going to be going with the Lingering Dread with Blinding Nades to stop some of those bigger combatants from coming at you, as well as Ambitious and Chill Clip, so when you get those nice direct impacts, you're going to be slowing enemies around you, and then we're not going to be able to be frozen with these nice sweet boots. Going with the Sunshot right here, only hand cannon that feels right for this build. All of those solar blast explosions that you get from those explosive rounds on this is super nice to spread that scorch around to those enemies, which proc with our fragments that we have on in the subclass. Finally, we got an Incandescent Fixed Odds, which I think I just got my final red border, or I still need one more, but I will be crafting one with Incandescent, spreading that scorch around even better. Once again, proccing those fragments inside of our subclass. For our armor here, we're going to go with nice Solar Siphon, so when we get rapid solar weapon final blows, we create Orbs of Power, which is nice for both of these weapons, creating us Orbs of Power to give us our Burning Maul back a little bit faster, as well as a mod later on. We also have Elemental Light, so when we get defeats with our Solar Super, we're going to be creating Solar Elemental Wells. On our arms here, we're going to have Bolstering Detonation and Focusing Strikes, so when we do damage with both our grenade and our melee attack, we're going to be able to get our class ability, our shield back a little bit faster, so we can drop that and get that classy restoration to proc. We're also going to be using Font of Wisdom, which gives us increased intellect to get that super back faster when we pick up those solar elemental wells, which we are getting from our elemental light in our super defeats, as well as elemental armaments that I have on a few pieces of armor, which are solar weapon final blows have a chance of dropping those solar elemental wells, which is super nice with the sunshot. With that solar blast, we are able to create a good amount of those solar elemental wells via elemental armaments. On top of that, we got some solar and void resistant just to stay beefy inside of some of those harder activities. For the boots right here that are bringing this build all together, that make us the fire walker that we are. So solar final blows periodically grant you escalating bonus to the weapon damage. So this is nice. You can see it on the side. It'll say fire walker times 1, 2, 3, whatever it may be. And it grants you that nice weapon damage escalation bonus. You are also harder to slow or freeze with stasis, so this helps inside of those strikes, playlist, stuff like that. Even in Gambit, when you get those stasis enemies, this will help with that. And then also when you break out, you take absolutely no damage and you create a burst of solar energy around you. So this is the perfect anti-stasis build with these boots, especially with creating all of those sunspots around and getting our abilities back super fast. Like I said, we got elemental armaments on this as well as our chest piece because we're going to have bountiful well on our class item. So this, again, we're going to be able to create those elemental wells via our fixed odds as well as our sun bracers. On top of that, like I said earlier, we have Orb of Restoration. So picking up those orbs of power that we get from those rapid solar weapon defeats, we are able to grant us a small amount of energy to the ability with the least energy. So once again, being able to kind of spam our grenade, melee, and also our shield. Last but not least, as always, we got Classy Restoration. So when we throw down that barricade, we get Restoration to proc, keeping us alive, as well as Bountiful Wells, like I said. So we are able to have 2 elemental armament mods on that'll stack together. If you don't have Bountiful Wells, they will not stack. So having 2 of them on, we're able to create about 3 to 4 elemental wells for those defeats with our solar weapons. Last but not least, we have that reduced cooldown when using our class ability via Bomber, which once again, we're getting that back super fast. So we're able to, again, get our grenade back really fast. And it just kind of pairs perfectly with this build, spreading that scorch around via both our incandescent as well as our sunblast. And then on top of that, we're just getting solar elemental wells everywhere, which give us back our abilities as well as that font of wisdom, allowing us to get back our super in about 3.5 minutes, which is super nice compared to what the duration of its base cooldown is at 820. So we're able to cut that in half just with running these boots, creating that extra solar damage and firewalker, as well as all the mods that we have on with this build. Super fun in my opinion to run this, and I just love the fact that we can't be frozen, and when we actually do, it doesn't take any damage. We create that burst of solar, creating a little damage around us. So this is super nice, like I said, for that PvE realm when we're dealing with a lot of stasis enemies coming at us, even inside a Gambit when you got to deal with some guardians that might be wielding stasis. Especially those Bleak Watcher turret stasis grenades are absolutely miserable. So this build, perfect counter for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this build. I got another couple bangers for you on Hunter next, 2 back-to-back with some Solstice thrown in there, as well as a War Mind Cell build. Be on the lookout for all of those. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.